lies down for a bit. And here we go, folks. Monday morning, or should I say Monday afternoon. I'm lying to you. It's Monday afternoon. I've got a rig set up here for painting. I need to lift that end a bit, but it should do the job. I'll try and get some shots of me putting the paint on. That's just, no, that's down. That should do the job. Right. Oh, it'll stand some more. It'll stand some more. That should do it. Lovely. Right, I'm going to have a tidy up on the floor, get all these bits painted, and then I'll call it a day. Because tomorrow it's down to Hull for the 24-hour brain monitoring. Catherine has to have a machine strapped to her for 24 hours, so she's picking it up in the morning at 10 o'clock, and we're taking it back at 10 o'clock on Wednesday for after it's recorded 24 hours of brainwaves. So I have 24 hours of brainwaves sometimes, but it's not often. So the next 3 days, Thursday I'm at Wombleton, so the next 3 days I will get nothing done at all, won't get to the workshop. So it's probably going to be a short video this week, but I shall try and get you some footage of me spraying. But next job is to tidy the floor up so I'm not falling over things. So I'll get on with that and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to go. Bye now. And guess who forgot to set the camera up on the tripod? What a plonker, eh? Right. It's done anyway. All those little bits that have been gathering up in red for years, or at least weeks, are now in blue. At least I think they're in blue. Have I missed the back of that one? Looks like I may have missed. Unless it's just shadow. No, I missed it. What an idiot, and now I've cleaned my spray gun out. I'll give that one a quick brush, I think. Everything else I've got. Everything else I've got. That's odd. That's very odd. That looks like a bit of bleed through from the red. But it's no matter because it's only the brake covers. It's no. That is odd though. That's an odd effect. I'm pretty good at getting odd effects on my paintwork. Nothing else has done it. Everything else is good. Air filter's good. Why has it done that? Weird. Right. Okay, I'll grab a brush. I'll bang a bit of blue on the back of there. And then I'll think of something else to do. What I ought to really do is carry on scraping that brake pedal into that shaft, isn't it? That's what I'll do. Right, on we go. Right folks, it's that time again. The paintwork has come out very nicely. Apart from those odd dark streaks on those. I suppose we might have had something. They've been set around the workshop, they might have been contaminated or something. But everything else has come out absolutely fine, so I don't know if it's... Yeah, it's tacked off. Yeah, it's tacked off as that, so there we go. So that's the painting done. They've all had a double header coat. I'm getting very close with the brake clutch pedal fitting. And now I go into a tunnel of 3 days. And I'll be back on Friday. So with any luck, I'll see you all on Friday. Bye now. Good morning, people. It's Friday. And it's not morning. It's just after 2 o'clock. And here's all the parts dried. These slight dark streaks down these brake covers Usually that's caused by not stirring the paint properly. It's pigment clumping, and the clumps of pigment streak. But I noticed that it hasn't done it on any of the other parts, and all the other parts look fine. So they're all nice and blue and all nice and dry, so they're all ready to reassemble. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to finish this so I can put the shaft back in, so I can put all the pedals on and start the rebuild. How much of that I'll get done today, I don't know. The week has been fraught. Tuesday and Wednesday went fine. Thursday we had the trip up to Wombleton, which was very pleasant, and we were at advanced negotiation stages with the sale of Mother's house and the purchase of this new house, and it looks like it's going to work out fine. So that's a weight off my mind. But I'm constantly on the phone and I've been really busy, so I've got nothing done here. However, now this is painted, I can put oil in it and refill it, put oil in it and refit it, right? And this means that the bulkhead under here, which is loose because the filter is part of the construction and it all bolts in, it all holds each other up, right? This will means that this isn't wobbling about anymore, right? And I can fit the bonnet better, right? But what I'm going to do today is to get as much as I can done before 5 o'clock, and then I'm going to call it a week, because we've got more viewings on Mother's house tomorrow, and we've got more viewings on Mother's house on Tuesday, so I'm going to have to break off again for that. But never mind, after this is done we should get some free time, and we are coming to the point where it's nearly finished. So onward. I'm going to get this shaft fitting on here. As you can see, I'm nearly there, I'm nearly all the way through now, and get it put back in the tractor and start putting it back together. So that's what I'll do. Right, bring you back when I've got more done. Bye now. Right folks, I'll show you an iteration of scraping. So what we do first is I've blued up round this shaft, and we just smooth the blue round so that it's just covering all the surfaces we're working on with just a fine coat. We place the pedal on the shaft and we mark it just with a few rotations, gentle downward pressure, and there we go. Then we take it out, and you can now see in there where it's marked. We're looking at the ring at the edge here, and you can probably see there where it's marked all the way around. Then we go over to the other vise, nip it in the vise, get the scraper, this is a half segment bearing scraper, and we just go onto the areas we can see marked right at the top. We just remove carefully all the marking and any marks in the metal back till it's smooth. Take out all the scratching. Do enough just to remove the blue. And we go around to the other area that we can't reach, and we do the same. You know, every time I throw the scraper on the floor, it's not part of the process. It's not essential. And there's just another little area that wants doing. So basically what you're working to do is just remove the marks, no more. Scrape it back, scrape away any scratch marks until you've got a nice smooth bearing surface again. That's it. And then we rinse and repeat. Put it back on. And as you can probably see from there, we're getting very close to coming through now. Yes, we're getting very close now. So, that's one iteration of scraping. I must have been through God knows how many. 20 or 30 probably. I could have done with a reamer really, but it's an odd size. I think it's 1.25 inch shaft. And everybody's sets of reamers seem to end at 1 inch. And to buy a reamer, would be quite expensive. And I'll have this done in no time. So there you go. So that's what I'm doing. Scraping the bearing into the shaft. Bye now. And there we go, folks. Just gone 4 o'clock and we've got a fit. Nice fit, no side plate to speak of. Just wants a little bit of smoothing with the Bodger's reamer now, and we'll call that it. So, it's not taken me long because I've been interrupted by an old mate of mine who turned up for a chat. So we've been sitting here freezing and chatting. I'll just give it a clean up now and then we'll see if we can carry on and get it fitted. Okay, bye now. Right folks, we've got the shaft back in. We've got the pedal with the first coat of paint on. It'll get a second coat tomorrow because I'm here tomorrow doing more viewings on Mother's house. I've just touched those up where I'd missed them as well, but everything else is fine. Those parts are fine. I haven't taken these down yet, but that's no matter. What else have I got done? Nothing really. I've got the cleaner ready to fit, but that's it. It's a few minutes to 5 and I'm calling it a draw for the week. As I say, I'll pop back tomorrow and just put a second coat on those bits and pieces. So it's been a very short week, but I've got quite a lot done, and the biggest job was Monday, getting all these parts painted. Right, because all I've got left to do now is the big bits of metalwork, the mud guards, the bonnet and the wings. Now the bonnet will come into 2 pieces and be painted separately, but I've got to finish the filler. So next week's job will be to get the filler flatted, get some primer on the outsides, get some primer on there and some primer on the insides of them, and get them all painted. So if I'm not disturbed next week, and let's face it, I'm disturbed most weeks, we'll get it done. So thank you all for watching this brief video. So as I was saying, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and I'll see you all, and I hope to get a lot more done next week, and by the end of the week it should be looking something like a tractor. Bye now.